Working with Harry Kane was one of the biggest moments in my career, because I remember whenever we were standing there waiting on him for hours to come out, and then whenever he came out, his like energy was insane, you know? I'm like, you're like the pinnacle of British sport, and you're right here, and you're a tall specimen of an athlete, and you could just feel that, and he was so pleasant. I was like, whoa. And then that moment to shoot him, we only had like, it's time to the minute. We had like 9 minutes in this one area, and then we had 7 minutes on the next area. It was built, and then we had like 20 minutes to do a Q&A with him, because it was like that. It was so strict, but it was incredible. And then once we were able to, you know, get that job done, and it was really successful, the next ones became even more enjoyable. So then we got to do Phil Foden, and we were much more relaxed then, because we already did Harry Kane, and Phil Foden is just a boy. Like, whenever we actually ended up waiting for him for hours as well, and then whenever he arrived, he bought a Nando's, so we had to sit there and wait for him to eat his Nando's. And then eventually he came out in his jacket, and he had a mug of tea, and in between every shot he was just going to his little like assistant, he'd give him a tea, and he would drink his tea, and then he would do the shot, and then he'd put his jacket back on and drink more of his tea. And then like one of the photos over there is me and him playing ball, so we were just doing keepy uppies together and just having a crack. Like, he's a 22-year-old, like, he's a little smick, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
he's a legend. He's got a kid and all.
Yeah.
A couple probably. And it was just that, those are the moments I was like, this is what we do now for work. And it was really special.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been moments, those are the moments. This is probably a better answer to your question before. Like, that last answer was the first time we got a big opportunity, but this is like, these are the best opportunities. And then of course we can dive into the boxing if you want, but that was different altogether.
And like, what is it like? Like, you sort of mentioned it there, like your strict timeline, and like one of the best footballers in the world. Like, is it not like, is it hard to sort of be like, right, fuck, we're working here, we need to turn it on? Like, do you know what I mean?
It was very scary. I went like bright red, and I almost froze, because I had to do a face to camera with him where I was asking him questions and then he was answering them, but I had to bring energy so that he would reply with energy, because he only had one shot. And to be fair, he was good, but it was that we'd rehearsed it and all, like we'd practice it with dummies, and you know, to make sure we knew what we were doing. And it went wrong at the start, because I think I can say all this now because it's all out. At the start, he was negotiating his Nike contract, and it was just before the World Cup. And for some reason, they hadn't closed the deal on his Nike contract, and he was wearing a Nike top. So in the shot, he had to take the Stat Sports bib off. Mm-hmm. And as he took it off, remember how much time we only have? His manager goes, no, we can't show the Nike badge. And I just froze, and I looked, and I knew the time's going down. I'm like looking at the guy, like, what do we do? And it's like, just keep going. And I was like, right, okay. Kept going. He had to put the vest back on. And, you know, we're doing like those TikTok transitions, where it goes from like vest to no vest to all, you know, the clothing getting built on in transitions. So it actually ended up messing half the transitions because of this vest, because this whole Nike contract was in the air.
Yeah.
But at the time, we're like, oh, it's fine. Like, obviously Nike isn't going to let their biggest star go before the World Cup. That's what we were thinking. But the assistant was like, no, we can't do it. Like, this isn't going to air until, you know, months down the line. We can edit it out, but no, we can't do it. Yeah. So, and they just threw that in live in the middle of our 8-minute slot.
That'll be a night. I'd freak out. Yeah. That would be my.
I did freak out.
That's mental. I think
I'd pass away.
It threw me off completely for the whole thing. But you know,
I'd try and make up some BS like, oh, it's grand. Like, we'll put a Lonsdale logo over the top of it. Like, it'll be grand. Like, we'll fix it in post. It's fine.